welcome to healthyhouseplants.com, where we teach you all about gardening in the great indoors. Today's video is sponsored by our Amazon affiliate link, which you'll see in the comments section below. Today I'm going to talk about this really cool plant. This is called a sensitive plant. Mimosa pudica is the botanical name. It's also known as the humble plant, and it is in the pea family. So what's really cool about this plant is that it responds to touch, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So, and other stimulation. So if you're walking by very quickly, or if a breeze hits it or something like that, the leaves and the whole plant itself actually will also droop. It's native to in Central America, and it's actually a weed in those areas, but it's hard to grow as a weed in the Northern Hemisphere in most areas, unless you're in a very tropical region like Florida, which could possibly be, that could be a possibility. But it's really fun to grow indoors. It will eventually get about a foot tall, but usually growing indoors, it doesn't quite reach that. It's usually about half that. And it gets a really pretty pink flower on it as well, although that's usually when it's kind of finishing its growth cycle. But you can pinch them off as well. So the reason that it moves, so what happens is there's specialized cells located at the base of the leaves, and they what they do is they rapidly release water, and it makes the whole plant move. And they believe that it makes sense that the reason that the plant does move is that it's a defense against any browsing herbivores. So they might be startled and think, okay, I'm not going to eat that plant, it's moving, I'll go on to the next one. So also, if you do get one of these plants or you grow them by seed, I have a link to some seeds below, and they're very easy to grow by seed too. Then it will, it also responds to darkness. So in the dark, it will also close up and do what I'm going to show you right now. So here we go. I'm going to touch it, and you see that the plant is moving. And you can see that it is doing that quite a bit. In a minute, I'm going to even pick the plant up, so you can even see that even more. So you see how the leaves are moving, and the plant moves to touch, which is really, really cool. So see it up close here. You can see it up close. You touch it. You touch them. You can touch them, and you see it just keeps closing. So eventually, actually, the whole plant will even bend down. And that's what it does at night, too. And I really do love just continuing to touch them. So it is a lot of fun. Don't worry about bothering the plant when you do this, because it will come right back up after usually about a minute or two, so as long as you leave it alone. And in terms of growing these indoors, they do need bright light, so a nice bright light. If you don't have bright light, try growing them under full spectrum lighting for a few hours a day, and do keep them well watered, not soggy, but they really don't like to dry out. They're very thin-leaved. You'll see that leaves are thin. Any plants that have really thin leaves are the ones that tend to need more frequent watering than other types of plants. And do feed them with a nitrogen fertilizer, something like a 5-5-5, 10-10-10, 10-5-5, something in that area, organic. And when they start to get a little rangy, or when you start to see flowers forming, do pinch them off to make them last longer. And when you grow them by seed, which can be done, I'm going to be doing another video with some baby plants in the future with more tips on growing them by seed. But They are pretty, they're not too difficult to grow by seed, but they do start out pretty small, so you have to be careful not transplant them too early. And that is about it. If you live in a very dry climate, it does help to give them a little moisture, a little humidity. I'll put be putting the link to my humidity tray and humidifying houseplant videos in this link in the comment section below as well. So like I said, fun plant, really fun plant to play with, and keep it on your desk, and when you're getting a little bored, you can go ahead and touch it. And of course, it's a great conversation piece as well. Well, thank you for stopping by today. Please leave comments about any indoor gardening tutorials you'd like to see. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share